Hello, my dear Libras. This is a love reading, a prediction for Gemini season, May 20 to June 20, 2020, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. And this will be a love reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising Sign, and Venus, Vedic or Tropical. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So when I tell you that this is you, it might as well be the person or the situation you are dealing with. Use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this reading for you. And if you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the love readings for Taurus season that is up. We are 5 days into Taurus season. Or you can check out the pick a card and near personal readings on the first page of my channel. Click the headline of each playlist to see all the videos that the playlist contains, and you can get to my first channel page by clicking my little Queen of Cups icon there. I think it's there anyway. I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the Golden Universal Tarot with Roberto De Angelis. So when I open your deck here, I see 4 of Wands with the Hermit. So it might be that you have had a relationship with a person that's a little bit of a loner and kind of have isolated themselves from this relationship. So they seem a little bit lost if that's the case, but I guess they need to have chosen it by themselves. Okay, so I call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse with the Hermit. So I think this is kind of like bee sting. This person comes and, makes a success in your life, being this festive little Knight of Wands kind of energy. But then they probably withdraw to become the loner again. So it's someone that is a little bit high and low. And you can't trust this person either, because the Knight of Wands in the reversed, it's not a stable energy, okay? It's not a person that will stay or stick around, okay? So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. So this is making for a very unbalanced and unfair relationship, where one person is probably more invested in this relationship than the other person. What the Knight of Wands is doing here is to actually almost make you addictive to their coming and going, okay? So we have done, as a society, we have done this experiment with rats. I don't like animal experimentations, but people have done these experiments. And if they feed the rat through one leverage that they can pull the leverage like this, and it will come food. So they will pull the leverage and they will be fed. Pull the leverage, be fed. But then the scientists, which are cruel people, I guess, are not putting food in that leverage. But the rat don't ever stop trying to get food out of there. Even if they get another food source on the side, they will still try to get food on there. But there's one thing: if the food source is first there and then it's not, then the rat will get it eventually. Okay, so it's not coming food there anymore. But if it's like this, that sometimes there's food there and sometimes there's not food there. So first there's a lot of food, and then there's no food, and then there's food again and no food, and food again and no food. So then this rat will become really crazy, hitting the leverage. And I think this is what this Knight of Wands scientist is doing with you, that they are sometimes giving you food and sometimes they are not. I don't want to compare you with a rat, but this also works on humans too. So it's actually a way of getting people addicted to oneself. So we can see many player kind of people are using this method to get people hooked on them. Okay, so I call the 6 elements, sorry for my voice. And here we have the Hangman with the Knight of Wands. It doesn't seem like their life is so festive either. They are stuck, you are stuck, everyone is stuck, because this person can't really invest themselves in a situation because it's pointing to them maybe being a little bit immature, and that's why this inconsistency with fulfilling your needs is occurring. Okay, so 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Libra viewers. So I want my dear Libras to have love in their life and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay. So just tuning in here for a few seconds to you and your situation in Gemini season, Libra. Okay. So this is the new bottom of the deck, and we have the Queen of Cups here. So the Queen of Cups is a very easy target for this player kind of energy. Yes, that was what I wanted to tell you as well. I'm talking about you being on this side, and usually, and if you identify as an empath, which the Queen of Cups is, she's an empath. He or she is an empath. It can be a he as well. The empath is on this side. So if you're cross-watching, for example, and you identify as an empath, you will probably be on this side and your partner will be on the other side. So she's a little bit a sitting duck when she's only being ruled by her emotions. She's kind of easily throwing her heart into the game. We can always throw our love into the game, but we should be a little bit more careful with throwing our heart in. Love means you are compassionate, empathic, nice, and you're trying to solve things in the best, most harmonious way possible. But when you throw your heart in, you need to know that the person you are with is trustworthy and consistent, because in other case we will have this scenario with a rat that's not getting food from this leverage. And the Queen of Cups, she's like holding a fire hose of love and compassion, and this is what she gives to the people around her. But if she doesn't get it back, she will be magnificently drained, like very drained. And we have Cancer, Sagittarius energy here. This is Cancer energy, and then this your Libra energy and Gemini energy. So what I'm seeing here is that there's an imbalance where an empath is being involved, where one person is kind of being like being all in their head space, and this Queen of Cups is all in their heart space. Okay, so this is what's going on here. And this is the past foundation, and we have a King of Wands with the Ace of Cups and walking away. So I think you were tougher in the past, and maybe you kind of spilled your cup and said, okay, I'm walking away, this is not going to give me anything. But then it seems like maybe you changed your mind, and your heart has awaken again in some way. Okay, so okay, it might be that this King of Wands also, you know, stopped loving you and walked away, but you can't, it seems like you have a hard time letting them go, even though you try very hard. Okay, so putting this here, and this is what's on your mind about the person most on your mind, and this is the situation, and this is what's on their mind about you, and this is what's on your emotional level or what you feel towards them. This is the common energy or the bond between you. This is their feelings towards you, your behaviors and attitudes, outcome, and their behaviors and attitudes. So this is the situation. And we have the Two of Swords in the reverse, which is Libra energy. I'm going to take a clarifier for that. But it seems like this diplomatic distance between people here. And people are not talking or not communicating or not expressing their true emotions. But behind the scenes, there seems to be a lot going on. I'm thinking that even if you are not on speaking terms with a certain person, you still feel them in your space. So you can dream about them or think about them a lot. And you're very logic in this situation, trying to kind of control yourself and do what's best for you in this situation. But you don't really know what's best for you. Because it seems like when you take a logic decision, you're also being, you're not truly feeling the support from the divine in that decision. So it's something cooking in the surface where you seem to want to walk away and cut ties, but it's a little bit problematic. But the Sun card is always a good card. So I think you might need to acknowledge that you have love for the person, but again, don't throw your heart in the game. So we can have love and compassion, particularly if it's a soulmate, or in other cases, a person that you have maybe worked with in many lifetimes, so you know them deeply, and that might make you very attached to the person as well. So you can send a lot of love to this person, but you don't have to, engage in a relationship with them. So, and this would help you a lot also with the broodary of your mind, because then there's no conflict. So you can, every time you think about this person, you can just send them your love, but you don't have to approach maybe into a relationship with this tricky person. So this is what's on your mind with them. And yes, you don't want to cooperate with them or reach out or try to cook something up together with them. You probably want to, but you are not going to. So you're not putting any work into this situation, because you know that this person doesn't put any work into your relationship. So they are not being dedicated to this relationship. So there's no use for you to think of them or to make action towards them or try to fix the relationship. So this is what you know logically. And this is what's on their mind about you. They feel very cast out in the cold. They probably feel like you don't love them anymore, or that they lost their charm or something. But I think you just exposed that they were this inconsistent bee going from flower to flower maybe. And, coming and taking your nectar sometimes, but then being gone for a very long time. And for a human, it's not all right. For a flower, it might be all right. But if the person is not, to be seen for 2 weeks and they don't have any real good excuse, you can say, okay, so it was nice. Hope you enjoy your holiday, but don't ever let this person back in, because yes, it's one thing if there's a great distance between you, if it's a long distance relationship, but you need to also ask why you have this kind of long distance relationship. Are you both overwhelmed by the relationship or have a hard time to come together in a commitment and sacrifice things for the other person, and who is going to sacrifice what? So sometimes we are being also stuck in long distance relationship in the same way that we are stuck in relationships with very inconsistent people. And it might be the development level we are on, that we are not ready for a more close relationship. But if we feel that we are, we might want to look at the relationship and what it is actually offering us, and if it's really making us happy. And we can see, as I saw in the beginning, that this person isn't happy by their own action either. They don't like the outcome of this situation. But there's some problem with their personality that makes them being this inconsistent and coming and going. So we have the Hangman again, and the Two of Cups, and the base chakra. So this looks again like a little bit an immature person that is very much living a life accordingly to what others expect of them. So that can be a real reason to why we don't want to come together in a committed love relationship, because that will mean that there will be another person that will have a lot of demands on this person. So if they already kind of hooked up with their parents or their friends, they won't be able to also share themselves with you. So it seems like there might be an umbilical cord lying here and rotting away somewhere. And the two coming together, this person still needs love. They still need a grown-up person's love, sexual love, relationship love, deep friendship kind of love. So it's basic needs for them to want this love relationship. But since they are immature, they are not ready for one. And we can't get them ready. So it's better to not engage in a relationship with a person like this. Okay. And you know this because you have the sun there, so you know this. But I had hopes for finding out what this person could do to make their life, to improve their life, and not having to have, you don't have to have bad consequences, they don't have to have bad consequences. But I don't see them having the capacity at this point. They are stuck in some kind of situation which they can't get out of. And it's some kind of obligation that they feel, or it's some kind of love that they are dependent on. And they can't go without it. So they can't give this love to you because someone else already have it. And it doesn't have to be another love relationship, but it can be. Because they can be married, for example, but still maybe not getting their needs of love fulfilled in that relationship, and then they seek this from you, but you don't give it to them anymore, obviously. So this is the bond between you, and it's 7 of Cups, so it's a lot of confusion in this situation, and it's because probably this person is not being upfront. They might tell you what you want to hear, but they are not doing the things you want them to do. So it's just empty words, basically, which is very confusing. They might also be very confused by their own emotions, since they are so preoccupied with kind of being part of their tribe and trying to mimic what the grown-ups are doing instead of becoming their own individual with their own authority. They kind of obey to other people that they put higher on the scale than themselves. And this is making them very confused because they don't have a will of their own or emotions of their own. They have their own emotions, but they don't listen to them. So when their emotions are going against the group emotions, or the group, what the group has told them that this is how you should feel or be or act, they will try to oppress their feelings. So they will be confused because they don't know their own feelings. You will be confused because they say one thing and do another thing. So it's basically a big fat illusion, this relationship. And the person is not a particularly honest person, and they are not a particularly mature person, and they are not particularly happy. So you want to be with happy, joyful, loving people that doesn't have, walls in front of their heart that actually, and they might not have walls over their heart. I think there's love in this situation, but they don't want to listen to it. So you want to find someone to your life that's guided by love instead of being guided by society or authorities in their lives. Okay. So this is your emotional level or your feelings for them, and you feel like they are a trickster and that they can't be trusted, and everything they say or do is just making you more confused. So I guess you think a lot about why this person does things and how things can turn out so darn complicated in such a simple matter. And when it's complicated in a relationship, it's because one person, at least one person, isn't fully into the relationship. So in other cases, it's not complicated, it's easy because both people are invested. But some people might not invest because they get scared that they will be having the same situation that you have been experienced, that they will have their needs met and don't have their needs met, and that will break their heart. So these people can act very manipulative too, because they don't want to fully invest, because they are fearful of the consequences that could be, for example, a broken heart. And here we have this other person's feelings, and it's like they are being offered a lot of beautiful things in their life, but they don't take it. So it feels like they are enslaved to something that I can't fully understand. So I'll make another attempt to see what they are enslaved to, what kind of idea or notion or thought. Joy and stability. Let's see if we can. Refusing to see. It's the Two of Swords there. Joy and stability. Refusing to see. Rest and reconsider. Success and growth. Healing begins and seek the truth. So this is Seven of Swords. So this is kind of you detecting their lies. And Six of Swords is when the healing begins, when this is opening. And here we have success and growth. So I think the divine has some kind of hope for this person growing, but there needs to be a distance between you. And they want this is Four of Wands, Four of Cups. They want joy and stability, but they don't know how to get it. So it seems like the person is a little bit like lost in their own mind here, they're lost between carrot and a piece of hay. So they don't know, if I should choose that or this or that or this. So very confused energy. So they don't know themselves, and that's why they can't give you any straight answers or straight behaviors. They might be a little bit, tiny bit depressed, and therefore they feel like it's no use and that they are a worthless person. So why would anyone want to be with them anyway? So that is maybe what's making them enslaved to I don't know, popular culture, like what's in fashion for the day, or maybe there's something that they can't wrap their mind around. For example, if someone has made jokes towards them, they can't understand that these people might be jealous, or they might be manipulating them or anything like that. They really believe that this person don't like their haircut, or that they make fun of them for the kind of girlfriend or boyfriend they have. It's very juvenile, it's very childish, what I'm feeling. So this person is trying to not get those people to make fun of them. So they're trying to keep a really low profile. So I guess they are in a bunch of friends that's not the bestest of friends to them, or in a crowd it's like they're being raised by wolves almost. Okay, so this is your behaviors and attitudes towards them, and I'm very happy to see this. This is the Emperor, so it shows that no, you are not interested in giving them anymore. So now it needs to be equal terms. So it's like you are a country and they are a country, and there can be diplomacy between you two, but you are not going to give away your country to them. Good boundaries. You have become your own authority. You don't give yourself away for free. You ask for equal things in return for what you give. So almost like having a trades agreement here is what I'm feeling. And this is the other person's behaviors and attitudes. And as I said, they seem to be depressed. There's something going on in their life. Their life choices isn't really working for them. And they are not being able to fulfill their needs, basically because they don't know what their needs are, since their needs are different from the needs of what their tribe is telling them that their needs should be. Okay, very complicated, but it's not a complicated person. It's just a person that goes straight against their own will and their own feelings, and that's making things very complicated, because people will know that they feel like this. They might know it, but you know it. You know that, they feel like this. So it's very strange for you when they act in another way, because then you don't know what's going on with them, why they are acting straight against their own feelings. But it's because they're trying to please some other kind of unknown authority here, which I can't see, but it's a lot of different people, and that has probably made fun of them or in some way degraded them, so that they are trying to get these people's approval by kind of being like monkey dance. And then they come into your life with this inconsistency, and they're trying to make you cover up for the shortcomings that they have. and you are not putting up with that anymore. So this is the outcome, and we have a page of coins. So it's kind of showing that this person is going through some kind of greater ordeal right now in their life that might make them have a breakdown that will become a breakthrough. And with this breakdown, they will have to accept certain things that they haven't been able to accept before, and they will have to let go of things that they have refused to let go of before, because it's like their emotions is forcing them, or life circumstances are forcing them, so they can't go on going against their own nature anymore. And that is going to be very painful for this person. But when they stop resisting themselves, this card is about healing instead, and building on the true foundation, like taking away the house of cards, the things that was false and wasn't true to this person's soul, and then starting to build on that rock foundation. And when they do so, it seems like they will realize that they would want to, that you are still the one, that you are the one that they still have like their mind towards. So I will take a additional card for that. Oops. Strengthening bonds. So it's the Ace of Pentacles. So it's again very small steps. You can't really say anything from this. It's a person still have you on their mind, and they want to make a step towards you. But I think they have made steps towards you and steps from you for an endless amount of time. And so is there going to be any sort of bigger change? And we have this which is the Emperor here, and the Magician there, and Wheel of Fortune. So it seems like with you stopping to communicate with this person, you end the cycle of endless repetition in your life, where things have been, you have had a certain pattern, maybe giving yourself away to people that is inconsistent, or they are not really loyal towards you. They are loyal to 100 other people, but not towards you. And here you have decided to take matters in your own hand and take back control. So you're using your free will to actually end a cycle. So I'm seeing this mostly being made by you, and I'm seeing the person suffering the consequences of it, which might squeeze out some little action from their side. But basically this is telling me that you have the responsibility for where this relationship is going. So if you're trying to push the leverage and getting food from this person, this is not going to work. You're going to have to overcome your addiction to this person and stop pulling the leverage, and use very masculine energies to walk away from this stupid pattern or circle, or what's being repetitive, like a repetitive pattern here. And I'm seeing great hope with this, but I don't want to put too much in it. It's very sweet, it's very tender, it's like a windfall of beautiful things, but there's a lot of gateways that this person needs to go through before they can be anywhere near worthy of you. And I don't mean that they are not worthy of you because of how they feel or who they are inside. It's because all the masks that they have to cover themselves up that makes themselves unworthy of you. When they can be loyal, compassionate, mature adult, take responsibility, stand by you, be fulfilling your needs, then they are in the same league. But right now they can just try to get there by becoming more and more their soul self, which is what's trying to be exposed here. The lightning strike from the divine crashes the tower, their made up structure of themselves, so that their true face will be able to come through. Okay. So, my dear Libra, I hope this was helpful, and thank you so much for watching. If you like my content and want to support my channel, you can do so not only by watching, but also liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing my videos. You can also donate to my channel through the link in the description box, or you can make Google Donate by clicking my ads or watch them for 30 seconds or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first. that is keeping my humble revenue up so I can free up time to make more content for you on this channel. And thank you so much in advance, and I'm truly grateful for my wonderful, loving and supporting viewers, and your amazing comments make me feel like we are all one. So until next time, take really good care, and bye bye.